My name's Susan, and I've been in HR for the last 12 years. I'm a HR manager for two companies down in West Sussex. One of them is the Learn Centre, and the other one is a larger company which has about 2,000 remote workers that work on other clients' work sites every day. And then we have a head office which I'm responsible for in a very small village down in the country. So the Equality Act is what you're here for. Anyone have any major concerns about the Equality Act that I hope I'll be able to address, or is it just a general overview of what's going on? Yeah. Okay, so the Equality Act came in October last year, and it is essentially restating everything that has already been made law over the years, but the laws have been coming out gradually and slowly over the last 30 years. The first discrimination law was coming out in 1975, 1976. We had Equal Pay Act in 1970. And as case law has occurred, they've had to bring out new legislation to do with combating discrimination in the workplace. So the Equality Act is trying to get it all together in one place, harmonising the approach, which is mostly to do with how the lawyers would take things to court and how tribunals would cope with them. But there are some extensions in it, which is what I'd like to cover mostly, because I'm sure that you will already have had in place something to do with discrimination with regards to all the normal things that have happened over the last few years. So there's some extensions, and there's another reinforcement in law to say that it's really to encourage employers to take positive action where they can to help with overcoming disadvantages. These are the protected characteristics, which should be fairly familiar to you. There's nothing brand new there, but there are some tweaks which I'm going to go into in more depth. So the sex and the race and the pregnancy and the marriage, that's all been there. Over the years, there's been amendments as we've gone along. Also, the Equality Act, I'm sure, will be amended come a few more years' time as case law comes through. But with those protected characteristics, you've got the prohibited conduct. So the major one is discrimination, and it's about less favourable treatment. Direct and indirect, you're going to have to sort of wink at me if I'm teaching you to suck eggs. So you've got the direct and indirect discrimination. Perception, assumptions, we know is unlawful. We also have association now, and that's if you are discriminating against someone if they are associated with someone else who is a part of a protected characteristic group. An example of this would be someone who's coming in late all the time in my office, and I don't bother to check that the fact is the reason they're coming in late is because they're actually caring for a disabled person at home. So association with a protected characteristic is something to look out for now, I think. And there's a new form of discrimination which can be classed as arising from a disability. So we will go into that in a bit more depth as we go along.